Hi, this is Fern G. Carr. Welcome to part one of my National Poetry Month reading, The Joy of Poetry. For this, plus free writing resources and tips to help and entertain you, please be sure to click subscribe. I would like to thank everyone for coming here, and I would like to also thank the League of Canadian Poets and the Canada Council for the Arts for their sponsorship. It's very much appreciated. And as well, a shout out to all our fellow poets here. I'm delighted that the theme for National Poetry Month is joy. So I tried to incorporate that into my reading today. All of the poems that I'm going to be reading, except for two of them, are from my book, Shards of Crystal. And the book has been described as the metamorphosis of darkness to light. And as a matter of fact, there's an epigraph at the beginning of the book, and it's a quote from Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and it says that even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. So it shows you that joy can spring from darkness. So this title, Minuet in General Hospital, in my book, it can be read in two different ways. I put brackets, I don't know if you can see it, but I started the brackets before the E in General Hospital, and I ended the brackets after the L. So as I say, it can be read as Minuet in G or Minuet in General Hospital. Okay, true story. Minuet in General Hospital. Friday night in the emergency room, my husband's moans of pain in the throes of a kidney stone attack. To create some private space, an ER nurse drew a curtain that didn't quite touch the floor, noisily sliding it along a semicircular metal rod. The IV drip was a welcome constant into the sudden disorder into which we were plunged, a ripping away from our usual routine. When the morphine began to take hold, I happened to notice the feet beneath the curtain, the hems of tailored black slacks above matching pantyhose and pumps. Standing next to another pair of feet, a black sock on one foot, the other bare. I could hear their unintentionally loud voices, but it was the feet that betrayed their deafness as they glided towards each other every time she spoke in his ear and then moved away when she finished. This lilting dance continued all night, despite the ugly sounds of pain and the nurse's periodic visits. The feet rhythmically swayed back and forth, reassuring in their graceful regularity as they danced a minuet in General Hospital. The next poem, the Mandarin pronunciation, a lot of people say yin and yang. The Mandarin pronunciation is yin and yang. So life can be joyous, but it's not always hearts and flowers. So Vancouver is one of my favorite cities, but like others, it does have its problem areas. So I didn't want to just talk about joy, joy, joy only and ignore social issues in this reading. So I included this story, but my husband and I were going for a walk in Gastown, and we accidentally got a little bit too far afield. So this fellow furtively ran up to me and said, "Hey, you want to buy some heroin?" And I said, "No, but thank you very much for asking." So I think he probably figured I didn't need any. Okay, here is yin and yang. The Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden, a harmonious interplay of lily ponds, weathered rocks, ornate trellises, and pavilion roofs whose sweeping curvatures smile upon winter flowering plum, cypress, and bamboo. Imperial grace in labyrinthine courtyards, a unity of opposites, a Taoist yin and yang. Sanctuary from the unchained dragon down the block, jade eyes flashing as it swoops on bony wings, red reptilian scales of spent syringes and inverted bottles bristling in a frenzy to gorge on the festering. A threadbare trench coat curled in the fetal position, matted hair straggling out one end, scab-encrusted feet poking out the other. Yellow claws lined with strips of dark green dirt, still clutching a bottle next to a garbage bag of empties as the neighborhood struts, shuffles, and staggers around her. Battles for a shopping cart laden with tawdry treasures, furtive exchanges of powdered promises of escape, prostitutes transacting matters of the flesh, and addicts who press their flesh into shadowy nooks, only a needle's jab away from sweet oblivion on East Hastings Street. Hey everyone! For more free writing resources and tips to help and entertain you, please be sure to click subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and leave a comment. For poetry, my book, Shards of Crystal, is available on Amazon. Thanks again, and stay tuned for a new video every Wednesday.